I am Christopher Dalton.
And I'm Kevin Mohamed Adour.
And we are New Brush Studio, here with our proven history of quality websites. The best websites! We make them so you don't have to.
What's New Brush Studio?
If you've come to hear about New Brush Studio, you have most certainly come to the right place. You see, up until a few years ago, we were nothing more than a small, independent company making websites for clients for whom we caught their interest.
We chose to make this company, not without no reason. A few years ago, some of my family members showed me a logo that they paid ludicrous amount of money on. That day, I decided something has to be done. I decided to make a logo of my own, but not only with significantly lower price, but also with much more creativity. It wasn't long before that day that more of my family members and friends decided to hire us to help them out with some logo designs, such as YouTube channels, websites, or just personal reasons.
But we did not stop there. There was a market for this. There was a demand. We later set up a website to make ourselves more accessible to others, and since then, our offered services has greatly expanded into website design, website creation, marketing, and application development, all which helped us form into the company that we are today. Above all, however, one thing has stayed the same. Our message, it has always been consistent. That is to provide high-quality services and products that are not only professionally crafted, but revolutionary. As you can see by this graph, our profits have expanded greatly and have been consistent.
This brings us to the topic at hand. We have been approached by a new client who had a project for us, greatly beyond the scope of what we had seen before. We were first contacted in the beginning of September 2018. Our promoter wanted our project with the following terms. He would like to have a website for his new company with a subsidiary mobile application. All the marketing and promotion would be handled and managed by our team. We estimated $120,000 for the entirety of this project,
As well as the profit.
with the payment being split up throughout this project. He predicts future potential and partnership should this project prove successful.
These numbers all sound good on paper, and they may sound even better coming from the voice. But we need to analyze the costs we'd be seeing throughout the project to see if it'd really be profitable. So let's see what we estimated for the cost. There was the pre-analysis phase. This is where we would research the market, do legal documentation, find hirees, determine platforms and services to use, just to name a few. Should the project have proven beneficial and we had proceeded as expected, this whole phase would have cost us around $12,212. With all the hard work done and the project research done, the analysis phase, which consists of noting potential obstacles and determining exactly what the client needs, would be a much more reasonable $5,441. Planning the actual workflow, which includes establishing the timeline, specifying tasks, and determining the interaction between the website elements, would ask of us $2,569. The sketching and mockup is where we'd find references for the overall look, hire artists, create sketches and drafts, which we would then present to the client for approval. Alterations will be made to the design until the client is fully satisfied. With extra revisions, time, and costs included, we predict around $9,282 for this task. An estimated $15,799 would be needed for the actual realization phase, which includes the cost of fonts and software, the programmer artist's salaries, as well as essential website backups in case of emergency. Once finished, we would also attempt to optimize performance and speed up before the QA testing. What an amazing segue! The QA testing phase is where we'll be doing all the hardcore bug testing, the different browser compatibility, the security testing, and all sorts of revisions up until the final improvements are put into place. This whole phase will cost us around $11,256. The limited trial phase followed, where we would present to the client and perform changes. We would test it with a small public, gather user feedback, and revise the site according to that user feedback, costing us around $6,734. The The release would add an additional $20,285.
What the heck? How would the release cost more than the actual creation?
Good question, metaphorical audience member. That is because this phase encompasses more than just the... Remember the terms and conditions of the project.
All the marketing and promotion will be handled and managed by our team. 23,000 for a freaking billboard? Are you mad?
Marketing is hella expensive, but this was planned. This was all included in the cost. This phase will include widespread release, the promoting of the project, the marketing, and any additional support to address feedback. This should cost us a hefty $20,285. Lastly, we have the evaluation phase, where we will evaluate the successes and shortcomings, ask for evaluation from the client, document the project, and cultivate client relationships for future projects. This should cost us around $3,493. This brings the total cost of the project to $92,072. This will give us a profit of $27,000. So, did we end up taking it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not because of the profit, mind you, but because of a project of that magnitude? Well, it'll certainly help us in future projects, for the practice at most, and in future endeavors.
Thus far, all of our clients felt satisfied, and we owe most of that success to our amazing talent behind our name. With those head of our teams ensuring the departments and the resource are well managed, we're able to ensure absolute clarity and communication.
We have David Jim, who is responsible for much of the communication with the clients, as well as the one who manages all of the social media needed for communication with users. You have myself, who is the program manager, responsible for all the programs under our organization and purchases involved with them. You have Gandhi, who is the leader of the contracts and admin, making appointments, preparing reports, and is responsible for the administration of the organization. You also have Isaac Books, who is the head of programming and the IT manager, overseeing all IT-related work inquiries. While these are the heads of the team, we obviously can't forget the work of every other associate involved in our project. After all the hires are finalized, here was the final list of members.
With all the hires finalized and the task assigned, let's have a look at the timeline of the entire project.
Ooh, man. It's going to be great project. Wow.
Cool! We're all done. We have the task and we have our budget. Now all we have to do is execute it. In an ideal world, everything would have gone according to plan, but you may have noticed by these little segments here in our otherwise spotless project that didn't quite go according to plan. That is because a couple of complications have made themselves apparent during the execution. Of course, problems in projects are to be expected, so naturally we planned for that. So therefore, for us to have a few blemishes in the project along the way is very much to be expected. Though it is through our strong ideals and motives, planning, and our exceptionally talented team that we are able to persevere through each of them with little effect on time and cost. We shall briefly go through some of them. At this point in the project, most everything was functional and behaved as it is expected. However, bugs were unfortunately present. Furthermore, the code making up the website was insufficiently commented and hard to follow. Due to this, altering the existing code may prove disastrous. We considered many options. We even considered the option of creating backups early should the altered code ruin everything. Obviously, since the code is completely devoid of any helpful insight or commentary, taking some time to go through it and marking them down was the best plan. Following through this, we had to part with $154. A tragic loss, but one that was much more affordable compared to the other solutions. Even though it still extended the project by at least 2 days, we found this to be the best course of action since minimal time loss and monetary loss would be noticed, and since it would allow us to further modify the code in the future without worries. We also learned a valuable lesson. Comment your code.
Testing the website's behavior had concluded, and all the features worked flawlessly on all modern browsers and mobile devices. The same unfortunately could not be said about those old devices and systems such as those who still use Windows XP, who no longer receives updates on the web browsers. Our solutions were to adapt the code or ignore it, leave them access despite some incompatibility issues, or simply preventing access to those sites. Letting the past deal with the past. Doing research, however, revealed that Windows XP was still being used in 52% of our business. Yes, as of this year, 2018. This was quite a significant amount that could not be ignored. We proceeded to reworking the code and making sure it's compatible with most old browsers, which would cost us up to 305 days of extra work. While quite a large amount of what may seem largely unneeded, ignoring would be a fatal mistake to the company.
The project was mostly finished, but was not generating any hype or interest. We considered hiring an external source to do the marketing for us, and considered also prizes for those who followed us on social media. And while hiring the best of professionals to market for a limited time would be largely beneficial in garnering interest, and contests with the promises of prizes are fun, we feel like the best course of action would be to hire a new resource whose sole goal is to interact with the user base. Proper communication between the company and the user base is a must-have goal for any company. Thus, we followed through with this option. Proceeding with this will cost us around $2,000. Freaking rounded up.
So you gave up?
It is through our strong ideals, motives, and our exceptionally talented team that we are able to persevere through each task with little effect on time and cost. This is why we stand out from the rest. We thank you again for choosing our services, and so will your future clients.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any question, we'd be happy to answer them.